Chosen one, God is making a move that will leave you speechless. But the first sign that this message is for you is not excitement. It is the deep pressure you have been feeling to explain yourself one more time, defend yourself one more time, answer the accusation one more time, and prove to someone that your heart was clean. Do not do it. Not from panic, not from pain, not from the old fear that says silence means losing. There is a holy silence God gives to people right before He moves, in a way no human argument could produce. You are not being told to be quiet because your voice has no value. You are being told to be quiet because heaven is about to speak in a language stronger than your defense. Some doors are not opened by force. Some names are not cleared by explanation. Some battles are not won by volume. They are won when the chosen one finally stops touching what God has already taken into His hands. And if your spirit recognizes this, breathe slowly. The hallway may still look empty. The door may still look closed. But there is movement on the other side. And this time, you will not have to beg anyone to see it. This is for the part of you that has been tired in the throat, tired from holding back tears, tired from rehearsing conversations, tired from explaining the same wound to people who keep acting like they cannot hear. You have been carrying too much in your mouth. Explanations, defenses, apologies you did not owe, careful sentences built to keep other people comfortable while your own spirit was breaking quietly. Every time you tried to make your heart visible, another part of you felt more invisible. That pain is real. Chosen one. This is why the pressure has been so heavy. God is not only dealing with the people around you, He is dealing with the old survival pattern inside you, the pattern that believes peace is unsafe unless everyone understands you. The pattern that believes silence means you are being erased. But silence is not erasure. Silence can be evidence. Silence can be authority. Silence can be the moment when the judge begins to speak. In the courtroom of your life, many voices have already said what they wanted to say. Heaven has been listening, and heaven has not been confused. Someone spoke about your motive. Someone questioned your heart. Someone took a small piece of the story and used it like the whole truth. You wanted to correct it. You wanted to show them what they missed, because being misunderstood by people you once trusted cuts deeply. And still, something stopped you. Not fear, not weakness. Something deeper. A restraint that did not feel natural. A quiet pull away from the argument. That pull was not random. That pull was protection, because God did not ask you to be silent because you are powerless. He asked you to be silent because He is already moving. There is a difference between silence that comes from fear and silence that comes from faith. Fearful silence hides. Faithful silence stands. Fearful silence shrinks. Faithful silence watches. This is the silence rising over your life. It is not empty. It is not passive. It is not the sound of defeat. It is the sound of a chosen one learning not to interrupt divine timing with anxious speech. It is the sound of your old self losing control while your new self learns peace. You are going to feel the temptation again. Someone will say the wrong thing. A message may come through that pulls at your wound. A memory may return at night, and suddenly your mind will begin building the speech again. Every sentence will sound necessary while your pain is hot. Breathe before you answer. Let your body settle first. Let your hands open. Let your jaw loosen. The first voice that rises after pain is often not wisdom. It is relief, looking for a way out. God is teaching you not to give sacred authority to the first voice that fear produces. There are signs that His move has already started. They may not look dramatic yet. They may not look like the door opening or the apology finally coming. The first signs are quieter, and because they are quiet, many people miss them. But you will not miss them after this. Chosen one. This is why you feel less attached to people who used to control your emotions. Their silence once destroyed your whole day. Their tone once made your stomach drop. Their approval once felt like oxygen. But lately, even when it hurts, something in you refuses to chase the same way. That is not coldness. That is not pride. That is healing, becoming stronger than attachment. God is loosening the hooks that fear used to keep in your spirit. You can love without begging. You can forgive without returning. You can care without handing someone the remote control to your peace. Chosen one, this is why your old reaction feels unavailable. You can still feel the pain. You can still feel the injustice. You can still feel that sharp rise in your chest when a person speaks from ignorance. But something interrupts the old pattern before it becomes your mouth. That interruption is mercy. It is God placing a guard at the gate of your words. The version of you that once responded fast is being replaced by a version that waits for clean instruction. Fast is not always faithful. Loud is not always true. Chosen one, this is why certain conversations keep closing without your effort. You wanted closure from them, but God began closing the emotional door in you. You expected a final talk. You expected a perfect explanation. You expected a moment where everything would finally make sense. Instead, the appetite for that conversation started fading. That fading is a sign. God is making you unavailable for cycles that need your reaction to stay alive. When you stop feeding the loop begins to starve. That is movement. Chosen one, this is why you keep sensing weight when your fear says act. Weight can feel like denial when you are tired. Weight can feel like abandonment when you want proof. But sometimes, weight is the word that protects you from a decision made by fear. God is not late because you are anxious. God is not inactive because you cannot see him. The seed does not shout while it is growing under the soil. The hallway is quiet because the room is being prepared. The silence is not absence. Chosen one, this is why you feel grief and relief at the same time. Grief because some things are ending. Relief because part of you already knows they needed to end. Grief because you loved what could not come with you. Relief because God is no longer letting you confuse history with covenant. This is where many chosen ones turn back. They feel the ache of release and call it a mistake. They feel the quiet after separation and assume they have lost something. But not all emptiness is loss. Some emptiness is room. Some silence is space. The signs are not the whole move. They are the sound of God clearing the room. They are the early tremors before the visible breakthrough arrives. And if you ignore them, you may keep trying to enter the old room while God is preparing a new one. Beneath every sign is the same truth. God is training your response before he changes your circumstances. Your flesh wanted the person exposed, the door opened, the pain explained, and the apology spoken. But your spirit knows the deeper work matters first. Because if the door opens while the old pattern still owns you, you may walk into a new season with an old mouth. You may carry fresh favor with stale fear. You may receive a God-made opportunity and still sabotage it with the same need to be seen by the wrong people. That is why God trains the chosen one in silence, not to punish you, not to make you small, not to make you accept what is harmful. Silence is not permission for abuse. Silence is not denial of truth. Silence is not pretending everything is fine when something requires wise action. This silence is different. This silence is the pause before obedience. It is the space where you ask, what is moving me right now? Is it wisdom? Is it fear? Is it revenge? Is it guilt? Is it the Holy Spirit within? or is it the old wound asking for control? If the action comes from panic, pause. If the words feel like knives, wait. If your body is shaking because it needs relief, breathe before you send anything. Not every true sentence is meant for this moment. Not every honest feeling is meant to become a public response. God is teaching you stewardship over your mouth. Your words matter. Your agreement matters. Your timing matters. There are things you can say too early and make heavier. There are things you can explain too much and make smaller. There are truths that need silence around them while God gives them weight. This is why you may feel hidden. Hidden does not mean forgotten. Hidden means covered. Hidden means protected while the move is still forming. A seed is hidden before harvest. A child is hidden before birth. A king can be hidden in a field before the crown touches his head. You are being formed into someone who can receive without performing. Someone who can be blessed without proving. Someone who can walk through a door without needing every person from the old hallway to approve it. That is a different kind of strength. That is not noise. That is authority. God is healing that in you. He is not only changing what happened around you, He is restoring what fear changed inside you. He is teaching your nervous system that obedience can feel quiet. He is teaching your mind that peace is not the same as danger, and there is something tender here. The childlike part of you is being restored. Not the childish part that reacts from impulse, but the childlike part that can receive, trust, learn, wonder, and hear. Before the world trained you to overthink everything, there was a clarity in you. Before disappointment taught you to brace for impact, you reached. Before criticism taught you to shrink, you created. Before betrayal taught you to scan every room for danger, you knew how to be present. God has not forgotten that original clarity. What you have just felt, the pull toward calm, the ache for clarity, the longing to return to a cleaner way of hearing, has a real place in both spirit and body. The Father can restore the soul, and there are also simple ways the mind can be helped to remember its wholeness. Some people in quiet rooms of research have studied what happens when the two sides of the mind stop working as one. They have seen how modern pressure can dull the creative clarity many people had as children. They have also found that a short 8-minute auditory path can support the return to whole mind focus. That is not the center of this message. God is. But it may matter later for the chosen one who has been calling brain fog a spiritual failure, when part of the story may be a tired mind asking for restoration. Keep that thought gently. Do not force it, because the deeper truth comes first. God is not only changing your circumstance, He is restoring the mind that can receive the change without fear. He is restoring the heart that can watch without grabbing. He is restoring the mouth that can speak when it is time and stay closed when silence is holy. The move of God will not need your panic to prove it is real. It will not need you to beg every person to understand. It will not need you to chase the old room, rehearse the old speech, or keep touching the old wound. What He is doing will carry its own weight. So, stand in the hallway with clean hands. Listen for movement behind the door. Let the old explanation fall from your tongue before it becomes another chain. The door may still look closed, but heaven is not still. The room is being prepared, and the chosen one is being prepared with it. The hallway becomes a shoreline. You have been standing before a closed door, but the spirit of this moment looks like water in front of you and pressure behind you. Moses knew that place. The people knew that place. The body knows that place when there seems to be no clean option left. There is a kind of fear that speaks fast. It looks for someone to blame. It searches for proof that trusting God was a mistake. That was the sound rising among the people at the Red Sea. because the path behind them had turned dangerous, and the path in front of them looked impossible. Water in front, an enemy behind, fear within. That is the place where human instinct wants noise, but divine instruction calls for stillness. God did not ask Moses to win a debate on the shoreline. He did not ask him to convince every frightened voice. He gave him a command that made no sense to panic. Stand still, hold your peace, watch the salvation of the Lord. That is not the language of denial. That is the language of authority. It is the sound of heaven telling human fear to stop taking the microphone before the waters move. Chosen one, this is why your current season has felt so tight. Something behind you is too painful to return to. Something in front of you looks too closed to enter. The old version of you wants to speak because speaking feels like motion, and motion feels safer than trust. But not all motion is obedience. Some motion is panic dressed like responsibility. Some speaking is fear wearing the mask of clarity. Some defending is the old wound trying to stay in control. God is not asking you to freeze. He is asking you to stop moving from the wrong source. Moses stood where logic ran out. The people could not swim across that sea. They could not fight what was behind them. They could not explain their way into safety. If the miracle was going to happen, it had to come from a place beyond human management. That is the point of a Red Sea season. It brings you to the end of your control without bringing you to the end of your God. It shows you the limit of your argument. It shows you the limit of your strength. Then it teaches your spirit to wait for a sound only heaven can release. You may be there right now. The relationship is too tangled. The accusation is too unfair. The delay is too long. The money is too tight. The door is too closed. The silence from other people is too loud. And still, God is not asking you to panic. He is asking you to stand where you are without turning your fear into a weapon. He is asking you not to run back to what He already delivered you from. He is asking you not to curse the water just because it has not opened yet. This is where many people break rhythm. They see the sea and start negotiating with bondage. They decide the old place was not so bad. They call survival peace. They call familiar pain safety. But God did not bring you this far to let fear rewrite the story. The waters do not need your argument. The door does not need your begging. The person who lied does not need one more paragraph from you to make God aware. Heaven has records no person can delete, and the judge does not lose evidence because the room gets loud. There is a word hidden inside this kind of silence. In Hebrew teaching, one word connected to holding peace is charash. It can carry the sense of being silent, keeping still, or holding one's tongue. This is not the silence of someone with nothing to say. This is disciplined restraint. That matters for you. God is not asking you to become voiceless. He is asking you to stop giving your voice to fear. There is a difference. A voiceless person is trapped. A restrained person is governed. A trapped person is controlled by others. A governed person is led by God. So, when the pressure rises, ask what kind of silence this is. Is it fear hiding? Or is it faith holding peace? Is it avoidance? Or is it obedience? Is it trauma shutting down? Or is it wisdom refusing to cast sacred words into a moment that cannot carry them? That question will save you from confusion. There are moments when truth must be spoken. There are moments when a boundary must be named. There are moments when safety requires action, and wisdom will never ask you to stay where harm is active. But this message is for the moment when speaking would not heal anything. It would only feed the cycle. It would only invite another round of misunderstanding. It would only pull you back into the old courtroom where people who already chose their verdict keep asking you to perform innocence. God is closing that courtroom. Let Him. Stop walking back to the witness stand every time someone questions your heart. Stop presenting new evidence to people addicted to suspicion. Stop exhausting your spirit for people who are not seeking truth. They are seeking control. The miracle at the sea was not only that the water moved. The first miracle was that Moses did not become the fear around him. He stood in a moment where everyone had a reason to panic, and he became a vessel for instruction instead of an echo of terror. That is what God is forming in you. A person who can stand inside pressure without becoming pressure. A person who can feel fear without obeying fear. A person who can hear noise without becoming noise. That is not natural strength. That is formed strength. You thought the miracle would begin when the door opened. But what if the first miracle is that you no longer kick it? You thought the blessing would begin when they apologized. But what if the first blessing is that their silence no longer owns your nervous system? You thought vindication would begin when everyone finally understood. But what if vindication begins when you stop needing every confused person to become your judge? You thought freedom would sound like an announcement. But what if freedom begins as a quiet room inside you? That is why God made you speechless first. Not because you lost your voice, because your voice is being purified. Not because you have nothing to say, because not every holy thing should be spoken while pain is still hot. You are being trained to speak from the altar, not from the wound. You are being trained to answer from wisdom, not from adrenaline. You are being trained to move from peace, not from the old need to prove you are worthy of being treated with care. And there is another layer beneath this. It is easy to talk about spiritual silence, but the body must learn it too. Your mind has been under pressure for a long time. Your thoughts have been running like they are trying to protect you from something that already happened. That kind of pressure can make stillness feel unsafe. It can make prayer feel crowded. It can make discernment feel foggy. You sit down to listen for God, but your mind keeps replaying the accusation, the delay, the bill, the message, the memory, the face. This does not mean you are spiritually broken. It may mean your inner system has been carrying too much without rest. It may mean the clarity you once had has been buried under survival. God can restore the soul, and He can also lead you toward tools that help the mind become quiet enough to receive. There is a reason this matters right here. The chosen one is not only called to feel deeply. The chosen one is called to discern clearly. If your mind is scattered, your gift may still be present, but your access to it can feel blocked. That is why the earlier thought returns now. Some people do not need another demand placed on their willpower. They need a gentle way to support clarity from underneath the noise. Not hype, not a trick. Not another heavy routine they will quit after 3 days. There is one scientific anchor worth naming. Dr. Roger Sperry won the Nobel Prize in 1981 for work connected to split brain research. His discoveries helped the world understand that the two sides of the brain can process in different ways, and that deeper connection can matter greatly. Think about that with reverence. Two sides, one mind, different strengths, one life. When those parts work together, many people describe a cleaner kind of focus, a more creative state, and a stronger ability to move through problems without feeling trapped inside one narrow channel. This is not separate from your spiritual life. It is not above God. It is simply one more reminder that the Creator designed you with depth. Your mind is not an accident. Your creativity is not random. Your ability to hear, connect, imagine, solve, and receive is part of your God-given design. Many children seem to live close to that design. They learn quickly, they imagine freely, they ask bold questions, they trust what they sense. Then, life begins pressing on them. School pressure, work pressure, screens, stress, disappointment, fear, and constant noise can slowly train the mind away from that free clarity. You may remember that loss. You may remember being sharper. You may remember ideas coming faster. You may remember a time when your inner world felt open, not crowded. And somewhere along the way, you started calling the fog your personality. It is not your personality. It is not your destiny. It is not proof that God skipped over you. It may be a sign that the childlike clarity in you has been covered, and restoration may need both spiritual surrender and practical support. That is why a team led by Dr. Daniel Barone in New York worked on a simple auditory sequence built around neural sync technology. They call it the Genius Switch. It was designed to support whole brain activation in a way that fits into only 8 minutes a day. It is not a meditation app. It is not a $7,000 machine. It is not another complicated practice that demands you become a different person overnight. It is a targeted auditory sequence made to help the two sides of the brain reconnect in a more integrated way. You put on headphones, you close your eyes, you listen for 8 minutes. That is the basic path. No long ritual is required. No perfect spiritual mood is required. No pressure to perform is required. For a chosen one who is tired of forcing everything, that simplicity matters. One story from the product research speaks to this season. A woman had lived under the feeling that something in her family line always went wrong. People around her called it bad luck. She carried that story like a sentence. Then she began using the sequence and described a shift in clarity, choices, and confidence. That does not mean every life changes in the same way. Truth does not need exaggeration, but the pattern matters. Sometimes what people call a curse may also involve a mind that has been trained to expect defeat, miss opportunity, and move through life disconnected from its own God-given capacity. This is where the bridge becomes practical. If God is teaching you to stand still, your mind must learn how to stop scattering in every direction. If God is preparing a move, your clarity matters. If God is opening a door, you do not want to enter with the same fog that made the last season so heavy. Dr. Barone and his team could have priced this much higher. Some people pay hundreds of dollars for in-person neurofeedback sessions, and some home machines cost around $7,000. His colleagues believed the work would still be valuable at $500, but it was not released at $500. It was not released at $200. It was first made available at $49. And for people coming through this page, the access is currently $39 with lifetime access after purchase. There are also 4 bonuses included: a guided visualization from a highly rated creator on the Calm app, a smart grocery shopping guide designed to help reduce fog and save money, a classic manifestation book over 100 years old, and a printable 5 habits infographic for daily direction. It is also backed by a full money-back guarantee. Listen once, listen many times. If it is not right for you, the risk is removed. That matters, because no tool should be presented as a burden to someone who is already healing. One more thing should be named with honesty. If you search for similar tracks on large platforms, you may find many things using powerful-sounding names. Dr. Barone's team warns that most do not contain the actual neural sync technology they built. The direct page is the safest place to understand what is real. If your spirit confirms it, the link in the description and the pinned comment points to where his team made it available. No pressure, no fear. Just a simple next step for the chosen one who feels God restoring not only the heart, but the mind that can receive with clarity. And the message returns to the shoreline. Tools can support clarity, but God remains the mover of the waters. The sequence may help the mind quiet down, but obedience still belongs to the spirit. The door may be prepared on the other side, but your hands must still learn not to force it open. Moses did not need to explain the sea into movement. He needed to obey the instruction given at the edge of impossibility. You do not need to argue your way into what God has already appointed. You need to stand clean, listen deeply, and refuse to let panic become your prophet. The water will move when God commands it. The room will open when preparation is complete. The truth will rise when the judge speaks. Until then, hold your peace, not because you are empty. Not because you are weak, but because heaven is working and your silence is making room for awe. Chosen one, this is where the old pattern will try to return. When you begin to feel calm, the old cycle will send a test. It may come as a message. It may come as a look. It may come as silence from someone who knows how to make your mind run. That test is not stronger than God. It is only familiar. Familiar pain can feel powerful because your body remembers it before wisdom gets to speak. That is why you must not answer too quickly. Speed can make an old wound sound like divine instruction. The temptation is to touch what God has already taken into his hands. You want to help him. You want to hurry him. You want to make sure he understands every detail. But God does not need panic to complete what he already started. He needs your trust. This is the obstacle in front of you. It is not only the person who lied. It is not only the door that stayed closed. It is not only the delay or the pressure. The obstacle is the old need to control the story before God finishes the next page. Reaction addiction is real. Your body can become trained to feel temporary relief after you respond, defend, correct, or expose. For a few minutes, it feels like power. The chest loosens. The mind says, I finally said it. But later, heaviness returns. That is how cycles keep eating your peace. They invite you to react, then punish you for reacting. They provoke you, then call you unstable. They wound you, then use your response as proof that they were right about you. Chosen one, do not keep handing them that evidence. God is not asking you to ignore what happened. He is asking you not to answer what he is already addressing. Let that land. He saw the message. He heard the tone. He knows the missing context. He watched the moment when your heart was clean, but your name was handled carelessly. Control will tell you that if you do not speak, the wrong version will win. Surrender will remind you that God is not confused by public noise. Control will make you chase every opinion. Surrender will make you faithful to the next clean instruction. You thought silence was weakness, but God is making it authority. You thought waiting was delay, but God is making it preparation. You thought restraint was loss, but God is making it protection. You thought being misunderstood was the end, but God is making it a doorway. This does not mean you never speak. Wisdom has a voice. Boundaries have a voice. Truth has a voice. But the voice of wisdom does not sound like a wound trying to punish someone. It sounds clear, steady, and clean, even when it says something firm. There is a reason the same test keeps coming back. It wants to see who owns your mouth, fear or faith, pain or purpose, the old wound or the Holy Spirit within. Every time you pause before reacting, you are not doing nothing. You are breaking a chain. People-pleasing is another obstacle here. It tells you to make everyone comfortable, even when the cost is your own peace. It tells you to keep explaining and keep shrinking so nobody has to face what they did. Chosen one, that is not love. That is self-abandonment with gentle language. Love can be patient without being available for endless confusion. Love can forgive without returning to the same room. Love can bless from a distance and still refuse access to your inner life. The fear of being misunderstood is deep, but it cannot become your master. God sees the part of you that wants someone to say, I know your heart was clean. He is not annoyed by that desire. He is healing it. But he will not let your need to be understood keep dragging you back to people who are not seeking truth. You are allowed to stop performing innocence. You are allowed to stop auditioning for basic respect. You are allowed to let people believe what they are committed to believing, while God builds a life around you that tells a truer story than your explanation ever could. There was a chosen one who learned this in an ordinary workplace. A project failed. The blame moved quickly. People who had been silent during the problem became loud when it was time to assign fault. This chosen one had proof. Screenshots, timelines, message. Every receipt needed to defend the truth was sitting right there. The old version would have sent everything. The old version would have written a long message. The old version would have walked into the room with trembling hands and a burning need to be believed. But this time, something inside whispered, "Document it and stay clean." So they did. They saved the records. They wrote down dates. They prayed before every response. They answered only what was necessary. No emotional speeches. No public correction. For days, nothing changed. Then, weeks passed. It looked like silence was making things worse. A few people acted like the story was settled. The pressure to defend grew sharp, especially at night, when the mind likes to reopen wounds. Then a meeting happened without them. They were not in the room. They did not push the door open. Someone else brought forward the missing information. The truth did not need their panic to stand up. It rose without their fingerprints on it. That does not happen the same way for everyone, and wisdom never promises one exact outcome. But the pattern is holy. God can use rooms you are not in. He can move through conversations you never hear. He can touch a conscience you stop trying to manage. That story is not permission to be passive. It is permission to be led. Passivity avoids action because it is afraid. Obedience waits until action is clean. Passivity hides. Obedience listens. Passivity gives up. Obedience holds peace until the next faithful step appears. So how do you know when to speak and when to stay silent? Start with the body. Locate the pressure. Is it in your chest, your throat, your jaw, your hands? The body often tells the truth before the mouth manages the room. Do not shame the pressure. Notice it. Pressure is not always a command. Sometimes it is only a signal that an old wound has been touched. Put your hand over your chest if you can. Breathe once. Ask your body to stop choosing the words before wisdom arrives. Then name the driver. Is this wisdom moving me? Is this fear moving me? Is this revenge, guilt, shame, or the need to be chosen again by someone who already showed me they cannot hold my heart? That question will slow the storm. If the words feel like knives, wait. If the words feel like begging, wait. If the words feel like a trap you are setting so someone will finally care, wait. Clean truth does not need a hidden hook to make itself powerful. Wait for clean language. Clean language may still be firm. It may still say no. It may still create distance. But it will not need to wound in order to feel valid. It will carry dignity. It will leave your spirit more whole, not more scattered. Then choose the smallest faithful action. Sometimes the faithful action is silence. Sometimes it is a short boundary. Sometimes it is documentation. Sometimes it is prayer. Sometimes it is asking for counsel. Sometimes it is waiting one day before sending what your midnight pain wrote. Do not decide while your body is demanding relief. That one sentence can protect years of progress. Urgency is not always divine. Sometimes urgency is the costume fear wears when it wants you to move before peace has spoken. If safety is involved, act with wisdom. If harm is active, do not call danger a spiritual test. Godly silence never requires you to stay in danger. For ordinary emotional storms, give yourself one day. Write the response if needed, but do not send it while your body is hot. Read it later with calm eyes. You may find that half of it was pain asking to be witnessed. Who are you when you no longer need to be believed by everyone? You are free. You are free when the wrong audience no longer owns your performance. You are free when your peace is not waiting for their understanding. You are not late. You are being aligned. You are not weak. You are being restrained for purpose. You are not abandoned. You are being hidden while God moves in places your hands cannot reach. You are not speechless because you lost. You are speechless because awe is coming. You are the spiritual warrior. You can hold ground when everything in you wants to run. You can stand with tears in your eyes and still refuse to hand your mouth to panic. That is strength. That is formed authority. You are the truth carrier. You do not need to distort truth to be liked. You do not need to exaggerate pain to be believed. You do not need to shrink the story for people who wanted a smaller version. You are the cycle breaker. Old family reactions may rise. Old survival instincts may knock. Old fears may beg for the familiar road. But you are not required to obey what you inherited. You are allowed to become the first peaceful person in the pattern. You are the seer. You have sensed things before they had language. You have felt the shift before the room admitted it. That gift does not make you strange. It makes you responsible. Not every vision is an invitation to speak immediately. You are the bridge. You carry tenderness and fire. You understand pain, but you are not called to worship it. You can walk with people, but you cannot keep drowning to prove you care. This is who you become when you stop performing pain. You become steady. You become clear. You become harder to manipulate, not because your heart closes, but because your spirit finally knows where the gate is. Compassion remains, but access becomes holy. Let the intensity settle for a moment. You have carried heavy things in this part of the message. You have faced the reaction, the old wound, the pressure to explain, and the fear of being misunderstood. Your body may need one quiet breath before the next truth opens. Unclench your jaw. Let your shoulders fall. Open your hands if they have been tight. There is nothing new to solve in this breath. There is nothing to prove. There is only the simple mercy of being present with God while He keeps working beyond your sight. You have not failed because you feel tired. You have not failed because silence is hard. You have not failed because part of you still wants the apology, the correction, the proof, or the moment where everyone finally sees what happened. Healing does not shame it. Breathe again. The next truth is not heavier, it is wider. God is not only asking you to stop reacting, He is preparing to reorganize the rooms of your life, and this silence will help you enter without dragging the old storm behind you. The next truth is wider. God is not only asking you to stop reacting, He is preparing to reorganize the rooms of your life. Some rooms will feel tender, some will feel unfamiliar, some will feel like answered prayer wearing a shape you did not expect. This is why silence matters. If you enter the next season with the same old storm in your mouth, you may call every new door a threat. You may mistake peace for boredom. You may mistake distance for rejection. You may mistake preparation for loss. God is teaching you to watch before you reach. He is teaching you to receive before you perform. He is teaching you to let the handle turn from the other side. The rooms being prepared for you are not meant to be entered with panic. The first room is relationships. Chosen one, God is reorganizing access. Not everyone who had your ear will have your ear in the next season. Not everyone who knew your old pain will be allowed to speak over your new peace. This may hurt at first. Your heart may grieve people you still love. Your body may miss the familiar rhythm of checking, explaining, waiting, hoping, and shrinking. But grief is not always a sign that you made the wrong choice. Sometimes grief is the sound of a bond losing control. God is not making you cold, He is making you clean. He is not making you unreachable. He is teaching you that access to your inner life is sacred. You can love people without letting them manage your nervous system. Some people will leave because your silence no longer feeds them. Some people will return because your silence finally made them hear themselves. Some people will remain, but the relationship will need a new order. Do not force any of it. Let God show you who can hold the new version of you. Let Him reveal who loves your healing and who only loved your availability. That revelation may be painful, but it will protect your future. Covenant does not require you to bleed to prove you care. The second room is purpose. God is reorganizing the way you see your assignment. You have carried gifts quietly. You have hidden wisdom because you thought it would be safer. You have delayed obedience because old rejection trained you to expect punishment for being visible. But the season of hiding from your own calling is ending. That does not mean every door opens at once. It means your inner agreement is changing. You are no longer allowed to call fear humility. You are no longer allowed to call delay wisdom when God has already spoken. Your purpose may begin with one clean step, one message, one application, one boundary, one idea written down before fear edits it to death. God often opens large paths through small, obedient movements. Do not despise the small step. The enemy of your purpose is not always opposition. Sometimes it is the need to feel fully ready before you begin, but readiness can become a hiding place. You will learn as you move. You will strengthen as you obey. You will gain language as you walk. God is not asking you to perform greatness. He is asking you to stop burying what He placed inside you. The chosen one does not need applause to be assigned. The assignment existed before the audience understood it. The third room is provision. God is reorganizing resources, timing, ideas, and favor. This does not mean reckless expectation. It does not mean spending from fantasy. It means listening for instruction with a mind that is no longer ruled by fear. Provision often begins as clarity. A thought becomes a plan becomes a step becomes a connection becomes a door. You may be asking God for money while He is first giving you focus, discipline, and a restored ability to notice what you used to miss. That is why the mind matters. Fear scatters, peace gathers. When your thoughts are pulled in every direction, even a God-given opportunity can pass by looking ordinary. But when your spirit is quiet, you begin to recognize the small keys. Do not force money from panic. Do not make vows from desperation. Do not chase every shiny door because you are afraid nothing else will come. God can provide through wisdom, through timing, through favor, through work, through rest, and through one idea that arrives when your soul is finally still. Relationships, purpose, provision. These are not separate rooms. They touch each other. The wrong relationship can drain purpose. A clear purpose can attract provision. Provision can create space for healthier relationships. God is not changing one corner. He is realigning the house. That is why your silence is so important. Noise makes you grab the first thing that looks like relief. Silence helps you recognize what is really from God. Noise asks, what can stop the pain right now? Silence asks, what is faithful for the life I am becoming? Chosen one, prepare your body to practice this. Not only your thoughts, your body. Take one slow breath. Let the air enter without forcing it. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands open. You are standing before a closed door again, but this time you are not alone. Behind that door, God is moving what you cannot see. He is moving chairs that once held people who judged you. He is moving tables that once made you beg for a seat. He is moving old records, old fears, old stories, and old names that were spoken over you without heaven agreeing. You are not holding the handle. Your hand is open. Your chest is softening. Your jaw is loose. You can hear movement inside the room, but you do not rush it. You do not kick the door. You do not shout through the wood. You place your defense on the floor. You place the speech on the floor. You place the message you wanted to send on the floor. You place the need to be seen by the wrong person on the floor. You place the fear of being forgotten on the floor. Then you stand. You do not move from panic. You do not move from shame. You do not move from revenge. You do not move from the old ache that thinks being chosen by them is the same as being chosen by God. The handle begins to turn from the other side, slowly, quietly, without force. This is important. You did not open it. You did not manipulate it. You did not beg it into motion. You watched what God touched begin to move. That is the posture of this season. Stand still and you do not move. Hold peace and you do not move. Keep your hands clean and you do not move. Let the old accusation lose its power and you do not move. The door opens only as far as God allows. That is mercy. You do not need every answer at once. You do not need the whole map before the first step. You only need peace before proof and obedience before explanation. What was said has been said. What remains is breath, presence, and the quiet agreement between you and the Father. You are not the same person who entered this message. Something in you has been gathered back. The old urge may still visit, but it will not rule the house. The old wound may still speak, but it will not hold the microphone. The old fear may still knock, but it will not own the door. Your spirit has learned the shape of restraint. Chosen one, release the need to correct every false story. Release the need to make every person understand your heart. Release the need to punish yourself for trusting. Release the belief that silence means you have no power. Your mouth is being healed. Your mind is being restored. Your body is learning safety in the presence of God. Your timing is being purified. Your peace is becoming harder to steal, not because you feel nothing, but because you are finally governed by something deeper than reaction. Stand still. Stay clean. Watch God move. That is the seal over this season. Stand still when the old room calls your name. Stay clean when the accusation invites you to fight dirty. Watch God move when the door looks closed and the hallway feels long. You are not being delayed because you are forgotten. You are being prepared because the next room requires a steadier version of you. You are not being silenced because heaven has nothing to say. You are being silenced because heaven is about to speak with weight. And hear this in the quiet place of your spirit. Stand still, chosen one. Watch what I am making whole. The relationships that can stay will be purified. The relationships that must leave will lose their grip. The purpose that was buried will begin breathing again. The provision that belongs to obedience will meet you on the road of faithfulness. You will not have to chase what God sends. You will not have to perform for what God appoints. You will not have to become loud to prove you are powerful. The authority coming over your life will not be noisy. It will be clean. There will be a day when you look back and understand why God asked for silence. You will see the message you almost sent. You will see the door you almost forced. You will see the old cycle you almost re-entered. Then gratitude will rise. You will say, "Thank you for restraining me. Thank you for not letting my pain choose my timing. Thank you for closing what I kept trying to reopen. Thank you for making me speechless before you made the situation speechless." This is not the end of your voice. This is the healing of it. When it is time to speak, your words will carry peace. When it is time to set a boundary, your voice will not shake from guilt. When it is time to testify, Your story will not smell like revenge. The Father is not removing your fire. He is making it holy. He is not removing your sensitivity. He is making it discerning. He is not removing your desire for justice. He is teaching you to stop confusing justice with reaction. So receive this closing over your life. May your mouth be guarded from fear. May your mind be cleared from fog. May your heart be protected from false urgency. May your hands release what heaven has taken into its own care. May the old courtroom close. May the old hallway lose its power. May the closed door open only when God turns the handle. May your spirit stop begging for proof and start resting in the character of the one who sees all things. And may you become the kind of chosen one who can be trusted with movement because you no longer worship motion. You can be trusted with doors because you no longer force handles. You can be trusted with truth because you no longer use truth as a weapon. If this message met you in the middle of fog, remember the gentle thread from earlier. God restores the heart, and the mind can be supported too. For the chosen one who feels called to rebuild clarity in a practical way, the resource from Dr. Barone is placed in the description and pinned comment. The genius switch is only a tool. God is the source. If your spirit confirms it, you can look at it with peace. No pressure, no fear. Just a simple 8-minute path that may support the mind God is already restoring. And whether you take that step or not, the word over you remains. Do not speak from the wound. Do not run back to the courtroom. Do not force the door. Stand still. Stay clean. Watch God move. The hallway is not empty. The silence is not wasted. The delay is not proof of abandonment. God is moving on the other side, and when the door opens, you will understand why your mouth had to rest before your eyes could witness